I'm here with Tyler, or Rhinati, or
Rhinati.
Yeah, we used to call him Rhino Ty, but now he's Rhinati.
Rhinati.
Yep. But today, it's kind of different. Today, it's kind of like a type of commentate on this episode that I made, not like live stream that I made, but also that it's actually pretty good. I'm not sure. This is. I tried to cancel that live stream, but that is not canceled. But anyway, Tyler is going to tell you why. I guess he thinks Samantha is crying, and yeah. Okay, let's get started. So, in my video, I have her crying. You can hear her crying.
You made Samantha cry?
That's
terrible.
Totally, okay. But I did make her cry. Well, totally. But we can hear her crying in this window right here, in the giant, or Derice, or Derice, whatever you guys want to call it. It takes just a few seconds just to hear her, but you can definitely hear her in my live stream. Also, which I didn't know that it would actually be possible for me to hear her, but it actually was, so it was pretty good. I mean, and so Tyler's going to tell you why she's crying. So, you want to explain?
Well, it's not exactly clear just why Samantha's crying.
Yes.
The thing about Black Ops Zombies is, I mean, there are two different stories. This is a reimagined one.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different stuff going on here. Starting from World at War to Black Ops 2, the story between that was one story. Then Black Ops 2 came up with Origins, which was reimagined, completely changed the whole story because there was a pretty unhappy ending to the Black Ops 2 one, but there's nothing they could do about it. So this is kind of, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it at the moment. This new one, they're a little, I don't know, they reimagined this, but they don't seem to be going anywhere. The direction they're going with this story is not clear in any way.
Okay, yeah. I don't know basically the whole story. I need to look into it though, but also, what actually, that little video clip that they have in Origins, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like the trailers. Oh, the animation at the end.
Yeah, where it's like him is like that little kid, and
it turns out it was a whole fantasy created by the kids. They were just playing.
And then
I didn't like that.
Jug. You can see all the perks.
I honestly, they were there. If that is truth, and that means everything that's going on here is just some kids making this up.
Yes.
But we're playing this as if it was really happening. But in supposed real life, this is actually the fantasy of a girl named Samantha and a young boy named Edward.
Yes.
So it's kind of confusing. I know practically everything about the original Call of Duty story, starting from World at War to ending around Black Ops 2 up until Origins.
Well, I did find out this weird note right here in this video, where I'm pointing at. Basically, I found it out by just we were just looking. Me and Jeremy were looking around. He heard a crying. This is all to Jeremy. Thank you for finding this while we were playing to have this type of adventure again. I'm guessing we're trying to figure it out, but. Didn't you say she, didn't her dad die from something?
Well, the original story was, it started in World War II. This new reimagined version, those whole zombies were created in World War I. Yes. Although, technically, if you watch Origins in the trailer, it seems they were created hundreds, if not thousands of years before, during the Stone Age, Middle Ages, medieval times, around knights. Well, the original story took place in World War II at this area here, Derice, What it was is the Nazis were working on teleportation technology. The two doctors were Maxis and Edward Richthofen. And Maxis had a daughter named Samantha. And well, I believe Maxis seemed to be a nice guy and wasn't necessarily working on the teleportation technology to help the Nazis. He just because it was the only way he could get the resources and the financing to do it. So the flaw with it was every organic thing that came in through the teleporter came out as zombie. So over time, eventually they had to set coordinates for the moon. So everything that came out, if it was a zombie, it was just on the moon. It wasn't their problem. I don't know, if I were Neil Armstrong coming with that would scare the crap out of me. Mm-hmm. That would realize I'd be like, oh man, zombies on the moon. But it wound up being eventually, it was obvious Richthofen wasn't the nicest guy. And Samantha had a dog, a pregnant dog named Fluffy. And Richthofen thought it would be
the best.
He got the idea to try and teleport something besides a human. And instead, he zombified her dog. And the dog actually had puppies nonetheless, which are all the zombie dogs. Those are all the offspring of Fluffy. Why they didn't make a level where Fluffy is a boss, I do not know. That would have been awesome. I think she's the dog on the Black Ops 2 DLC, Mob of the Dead. Just something I'd like to guess.
That's pretty cool that I'm guessing Mob of the Dead was made by...
That was their way of showing... I think that was Fluffy. I think that was Fluffy, the mother of all the zombie dogs.
Yes.
Just as a fan of the original story. Although Mob of the Dead was its own thing. Mob of the Dead didn't really connect to anything.
Yeah, there could be some stuff going with Der Eisendrache going in with... because it has Der in it.
Because this is reimagined. But when this was originally done, World at War, those were actually two different zombie stories. So this is very mixed up. They're going back in time to this. Supposedly, this is where the zombies were created in World War II by Edward Richthofen of the original story series. And now this is... I don't even know. With Origins, when they created these younger characters, it all happened in World War I. But what's going on here is Samantha was ticked that Richthofen zombified her dog, had these zombie puppies and all this stuff. By some circumstances, her father was killed by Richthofen, possibly by zombies, whether or not which is not unclear. But what wound up happening was, it's likely they must have fixed the teleporter. She went through it, went to the moon. They must have had a base there. Maybe they were experimenting on the zombies. She actually managed to find a place where she could gain control. And all the zombies, when their eyes glowed orange, that meant they were under Samantha's control. In the Moon DLC in Black Ops 1, I never played it, but I knew the basics of it. And I knew that when you come in far enough, you'll find Samantha. And the likelihood is that's where Richthofen kills her, because Richthofen is crazy. Samantha wanted this whole Der Rise area destroyed. She just wanted revenge on Richthofen. It's just that she was going a little too far, you probably shouldn't start the zombie apocalypse and an act of vengeance, but Germans. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
yeah. I kind of have a question.
Yes.
In Der Rise, there's 3 places in it where it has return to the Aether, which I'll show you right here. It says return through Aether. What do you think that means? Aether. I mean, because if you look at it right now, the A looks kind of like a different type of A. It looks like that one A that's kind of
that might be the... Oh my gosh, is that it? I need to play Origins now, because when they reimagine that in this version here that they now use, Samantha was stuck in some realm, mystical realm. I can't remember the name, but I'm wondering if the name was Aether, because I knew it started with A. It was like, I don't want to say it was Asgard. That's a little weird, but it just sounded something like that. I'm wondering if Aether was... If possibly you're supposed to somehow, there's some place, some maybe upcoming DLC
what was
or something.
What was it that she went to? Who went to? Who went there?
Samantha was supposedly stuck in this realm. And actually, as you're playing Origins, Samantha is talking to you. She's talking to everyone. This was like the first time everyone could hear Samantha. It wasn't just Richthofen or anyone like that.
So
it was a little weird.
Well, if you watch it, like something calls in the video. Towards the end, like of the clip that they have, she just disappeared. Like they get called, I'm guessing, and then they just
down by someone.
Oh, this is not okay. So this is basically
this ruined it. I didn't like this part of the reimagined story.
What is that? Is that one?
That's
guy?
Edward. This little kid.
No, the monster guy.
Eddie. She called him Eddie.
But if you look behind him, like, what are these posters?
When you hear this alarm going on, what is that about? That's so interesting. Yeah, the alarm goes off, and then you hear that German voice talking. I think that's the sound. I think that's the voice they use for Maxis at times on Origins when you would find recordings.
Yeah.
You could.
But I'm guessing someone said.
Oh my gosh.
What?
She said tomorrow you get to make the rules. Oh my gosh, dog's name is Fluffy. She's Samantha. He's Edward. And what winds up happening is she says you can make the rules tomorrow. Samantha controlled the zombies first, then Richtofen took control after her. This is just I squealed. I'm not kidding. I pretty much squealed my first.
Okay, Eddie, Sam. Samantha. That's Samantha.
Yeah,
Sam.
exactly.
Eddie, he has 8. I mean 10. Samantha has 1, 2, 4. She has about 20. I don't know what is.
That looks like round 20 stands for. Those looks like the marks that stand for the rounds.
Yeah, but what are these? What are these right there?
Those look like Toy's little zombie. He's like maybe Dempsey. Oh, that's Stuhlinger. Mm-hmm. That's Stuhlinger. The man on the Black Ops 2.
There's the mystery box.
Got mystery box. Oh, that's the video for how the whole story is ended with all the characters. What winds up happening is once everyone gets to the moon on Black Ops 1, Richtofen kills Samantha, takes control of the zombies. She only wanted to destroy Rise that they were created and kill Richtofen. But the zombies had plans of their own. They kind of want to destroy, everything. Richtofen wants to destroy everything because Richtofen's just insane. I guess he was bitter scratched, but not fully infected. So once he takes over, he starts destroying everything. Over time, finally, you go to the final 4 characters. Stuhlinger, Marlton, Misty, and Russman. And these are just, just kick butt, awesome, whatever. But Stuhlinger was bit. And no one knows. They just think he's crazy. But actually, he is. Richtofen does talk to him, and he talks back. So everyone thinks he's insane. Stuhlinger is really talking to Reznov. Mm-hmm. Oh, not Reznov. Sorry, that is a Black Ops 1. That's just a campaign character. But talking to Richtofen.
Yeah.
And Richtofen, once they find Richtofen, he actually has Stuhlinger kill all the other 3 characters and himself, and that's seriously how the original story ended. Richtofen destroys the world, kills the last of the population, makes one of the last humans kill the other 3 last humans, then himself. So once that was over, of course, unless they wanted to continue something in the middle, like maybe a prequel of some type, I don't know. The only thing they could do then was reimagine it, and they came up with Origins, with a totally different story. It starts in World War One. It's still the Germans. I don't know. I guess Germans are just evil. Yeah. Well, bad guys in both world wars. But what winds up happening is the Germans mined some ancient ruins dating back to medieval times. What winds up happening is the Germans break through this burial ground. It turns out, obviously, these knights have been infected as zombies thousands of years ago, and they crawl up and start infecting Germans. The interesting thing was the knights, their eyes were already blue, but the Germans' eyes were orange. And so what winds up happening is Maxis apparently became sick during this time as the infection spread through their trenches, because World War One was a war mostly fought in trenches, so it was dirty, so things were bound to spread.
Yep. I think that's good. But do you know why she was crying?
I'm not entirely sure. This reimagined version, for one thing, when it was Origins, at least they had a base to it.
Actually, I think what I think is she's probably crying because she's in her basement because of the alarm. She's probably crying because of that, not knowing what's going to go on. I mean,
possibilities, definitely.
Possibilities.
The thing is, what happened was same way Mob the Dead had a way that you could do the Pop Goes the Weasel Easter egg and end it.
Yeah.
You could do that with Origins too. You could build a plane, fly out of there, and Samantha was apparently in some special realm. And this was the first time everyone could hear Samantha at once. She's talking as you do all these different Easter eggs and get out of there. That also leads to the animation at the end where they find out it was all just the fantasy of some kids. And so you would think that's how it ends right there. They just get out and it says Samantha kept them safe from the zombies. Well, I don't know what's going on here. I guess maybe that wasn't enough for Richtofen. Maybe he wanted to make sure he goes back in time. Decides he wants to kill the zombies so they never existed in the first place. So I guess first thing he gets right down to business, kills the older him who technically did everything, and so it seems like righteous in his own eyes, but he's willing to do anything, kill anyone to achieve it. That's not acceptable, but it seems that everyone else, Takiho, Nikolai, and Dempsey are all with him to the end, I guess.
Okay.
As to why Samantha's crying, I would think she'd be fine because she was supposedly protecting them. So I'm guessing they've actually abandoned the Origin to Reimagined version, and this is a third storyline they're creating. But it might be. I think it's distantly tied to Origin.
There is one Easter egg. I don't think anyone. Wait, there has been an Easter egg. Some people have found out, but I don't know about it. I don't know if there is a movie clip about some stuff about the Rising Jack. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if that's a part of it in this whole. Would Armada be a right name? Right word for it? I'm not sure.
What's confusing about this though is this is supposed to be a recreation of The Rise, but these are two totally different zombie storylines. World at War was the original one that started World War II with teleporters, Fluffy, and all this stuff. And this one is just, I don't even know what this is. I mean, I haven't played this game much, but I mean, I know the basics, and all I can say is this is just, I swear, it doesn't seem like they know. The Treyarch and Activision are 100% sure just where they're going with this.
Yeah.
So I think this is distantly tied to Origins, but nonetheless, I believe they're kind of doing their own thing with this. They're using Origins as a very a small part of the foundation. Okay,
well, yeah, that's gonna end it off right there.
I hope this was interesting. I mean, I know a couple that I know personally that. Of course, I'm not the only person who knows this stuff, and there's probably a lot of guys who know as much as I do, if not more, about the Black Ops 3 story. Because I know there's also the one taking place like the 50s with that Sherlock Holmes sort of dude, the woman, and like the boxer and all that stuff. I don't know where they're going with that. It looks like it has the potential to be great. If you ask me, there hasn't been a good all-out zombie mode since Black Ops 1, although Black Ops 2 Mob the Dead was amazing. But I don't know where they're going with this. I think it needs to be saved. Yeah. I mean, it's still fun, but it's not what it used to be. There hasn't been, if you ask me, there hasn't been a great Call of Duty since Black Ops 2.
Okay.
And I hope I'm really excited for the remastering of Modern Warfare, but they're going to make you buy Infinite Warfare with it, which no one cares about. I'm probably just going to buy Battlefield 1 because that looks incredible. I heard these dudes talk about like, I sure hope they don't do that done to death D-Day. By the way, D-Day was done in World War II, not World War I.
Okay, well, we're going to end it off because we're already at 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, this is a little
sorry,
we got a subject
but we're going to cut some stuff. But right now, after this, we are going to do some commentating on one of our old videos and reacting to it. Pretty good. Okay. So,
see